Good morning, you two. Hope you're all okay. Today is Thursday, the 25th of February, 2021. Today, we will correct a sentence and then recap our moth questions we came up with yesterday. Then at the end of the lesson, we will try to answer our moth questions in lots of different ways. So you just need your home learning book and a pencil. Here is your correct the sentence. Let's read it together. Why do moths come out at night? Why do moths come out at night? There are two mistakes in that sentence, so pause the video and write it down into your book. Let's see how you got on. My two mistakes. My first mistake is that I spelt the word do by Fred talking do. But do is a red word, so it's just spelt d and o. My second mistake is that I did not end my sentence with a question mark. It has to be a question mark because it's a question. It cannot be a full stop. Well done if you got those right. I have written down some of the questions that you came up with yesterday, all about what we want to know about moths. The first question says, where do moths live? Do you notice when we say a question, we say it a bit differently to a normal sentence, don't we? Our tone of voice changes. That's why it's important to have a question mark, as it changes the way we read the sentence. What body parts do moths have? What do moths look like when they are born? Are moths important? How many types of moths are there? What is the difference between a butterfly and a moth? What are different types of moths called? They are just some of the excellent questions that you came up with yesterday, and today these are the questions we are going to try to answer. How could we find out the answers? Some of you thought about this yesterday, different ways you could find out the answers to certain questions. The first thing we could do is look in a book. I could find a book all about moths or butterflies and read in it to find the answers. I could use the contents page to help me work out which page I need to be looking at. I could also type my question into Google. I could search the internet for my answer. I could look in an encyclopedia. An encyclopedia is a book full of facts, and I'm sure they would have a section all about moths. I could do an investigation or an experiment. I could go outside and find moths and have a look at them and see if that helps me find the answers. I could also ask other people. I could ask people in my house, or I could ask an expert such as Isabel Thomas, who wrote our moth book. So today we're going to try and answer our questions, and I'm going to do the first one with you. The first question we're going to try and answer is, where do moths live? Let's find out. To do this, I'm going to use an information leaflet all about moths. Let's have a look. Now I think that this leaflet would be able to help me because I can see in the top corner that it is all about moths. And if I scroll down, on the front page it says all about moths, so I know in here there are going to be facts about moths. I need to keep my question in my head. My question is, where do moths live? Now, I'm not going to read every single word in this leaflet. I'm going to read the headings and see which heading I think would help me. The first heading says, what are moths? I'm not sure that would help me answer my question. My question is, where do moths live? I don't want to know what a moth is, I want to know where it lives. Oh, now there's a picture of a moth and the heading is moth body parts. No, I'm not looking for their body parts, I want to know where they live. The next heading says the life cycle. Oh, that sounds interesting and I want to read about that, but I don't think it will help me answer my question, where do moths live? This title says where moths live. Yes, I think this will help me to answer my question. So this is the page that I'm going to read. So you don't need to read every bit of information on moths, just a bit that will help you answer your questions. It says, Moths are found everywhere from the seaside to almost bare mountain tops. In fact, wherever there are plants for caterpillars to eat. Each type needs particular conditions for survival, and even small changes in their habitat can stop moths from living there. It says gardens are important for moths, especially in towns and cities. Amazing! So that has helped me answer my question, where do moths live? Moths are found everywhere from the seaside to almost bare mountain tops. So in my book, I would write in a full sentence that moths live in lots of places, such as the seaside or mountain tops, and they are also found in gardens. Now it's your turn. You are going to become researchers, just like I just did. I have put the list of questions onto Google Classrooms, and you need to pick 3 of those questions to try and answer. I've also made a list of sources. A source is a place that has information, and you can use those to try and answer your questions. There are some web pages, there is the leaflet, and there's also some videos. You might have a book at home that you think would help you, or you might want to search your own question. That's fine. You can use any sources that you would like to answer 3 of the questions. So, good luck, and also can you make sure that you keep hold of your answers? Try not to lose them, as they will help us in tomorrow's lesson and in next week's lesson. Have fun being researchers.